Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Pierce Clan. As you can see, I am not Jacob. Hello, I am Elizabeth. They call me Biz. I'm back. It's been a hot minute. I think it's been almost a year since I've been on. For those of you who don't remember, I'm Elizabeth. Some people call me Biz. I'll go by whichever. On all my social media, I'm Foxy Lady. So I'll go by almost anything. Welcome back. Jacob recently did a getting to know me kind of video, and we figured it was time for me to do the same, because it's my channel too. For those of you who have been here from the beginning, you might remember that I played a few horror games at the beginning of the channel. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of background on me. Since this is a gaming channel, I feel it's important that you know my experience. I grew up playing video games with my parents. Anytime that we bought a new video game, my parents had to play it first, mostly because they said they needed to make sure it was appropriate, but I now know as an adult that it was in fact because they wanted to play it first. I grew up in a Nintendo family, so I grew up playing a lot of N64 games. I played a lot of The Legend of Zelda. I think that's my favorite gaming franchise of all time. Let's see, what else have I played? I played a lot of Mario games, but not the platformers, because I am the worst at platformers. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my really bad depth perception, but I'm really bad at platformers. Ask Jacob. We can't play platformers together because I'm just the worst. Let's see. I used to be afraid of all things even remotely scary. For most of my childhood, I did not go trick-or-treating because I was so afraid of Halloween. I was so afraid of seeing something scary that I refused to go out on Halloween. So I missed out on a lot of candy growing up. My dad was actually the one who joked with me many years previous that maybe I should go work in a haunted house. And I was like, are you stupid? I don't want to work in a haunted house. It's literally the scariest thing in the world. So I refused to go. But then when I was in college, I was opening myself up to new experiences. And I decided, you know what? There's a really popular place right next door to campus. I think I'm going to email them. And so I emailed them. And they were like, we already did our auditions, but you can totally come by and we'll talk to you and you can do a short audition for us and we'll see if you can work for us. So I did, and I got in, and that very slowly introduced me to a lot of different types of people. Seriously, if you want to get to know some of the nicest people, work in a haunted house, because although they're the type of people that really enjoy making people scream and sometimes cry, they are some of the most thoughtful people that I have ever met. Like, they work so hard to make sure that we are all safe and that everybody's working together, that everybody's comfortable, and it's amazing. But anyway, so I started doing that, and that just opened up this wormhole of the world of horror. And especially when I was invited to help with makeup, because some of the makeup girls, I would hang out with them because I couldn't hang out outside because I'm allergic to cigarette smoke. And so I would hang out in the makeup room, and I learned some things, and I got better at it, and eventually I was asked to join the makeup team. And I did that for years, and it was amazing. But so what I'm getting at is that exposure opened me up to a whole new world of video games. I don't like to be scared. I have actually never gone through a haunted house as a patron. I've only ever worked as an actor. So, but I started watching more horror game playthroughs on YouTube, and I was like, I think I can do this. So I actually started playing horror games on my own, and I really love doing it. I like scary things now. I like horror. I like horror movies. I like horror games. Jacob does not. So he will not be playing any of those games with me on this channel, probably. Maybe someday I'll convince him. But I wanted to play them on here because I can, and no one can stop me. And it doesn't matter if I've already watched someone else play through it. It's a fun experience all on your own. This whole experience with YouTube has been really interesting, mostly because I have been wanting to be a YouTuber since I graduated from high school. And it's something that I always dreamed of doing because, especially being part of the gaming community, because as far as I've been able to tell, the gaming community is one of the least problematic. People are so much more giving and supportive of each other. You don't hear a lot of drama, or you didn't used to. And I always loved it. I always wanted to be a part of this community. I wanted to get to know more people in this community. I wanted to get better at playing video games because I am not very good, but I like playing them, and I like the environment of playing games and being with other people who do play games. So I've always wanted to do this, but the multiple times that I told people that I wanted to be a YouTuber, I was told that it was impossible. That there are so many other people on YouTube that are creators, and so there was no room for me. There was no room to become a YouTuber because statistically it's improbable to make this a career and to do well enough at this to be able to make it your job, which is what I want. And I was told that by lots of people, by my best friends, by my parents, just over and over. I tried so many times to sit down at my computer and do it myself. And I always got too nervous and I got too much in my head, and it never worked out. And then I met Jacob. Well, hang on. I feel like first I should call out the one person who did support me way back in the day. My friend Kevin was one of the first people to set me up with a camera and recording equipment, and I went over to his apartment, and we had pizza, and we hung out, and I hung out with his roommates, and they all encouraged me to make a video. But it never went anywhere because, I don't know, I think I was like 21, and it just didn't work out because we were busy and lazy and procrastinating. We're both procrastinators, and that's a problem. So maybe someday I'll do it again, and I'll make a video with Kevin just to say thank you for kickstarting my career. But it wasn't until I met Jacob that it actually went anywhere. Because I expressed to him many times that this was a dream that I had, that this was something that I had always dreamed of doing. And he was like, okay, then do it. Because that's Jacob's attitude. Just do it. But we both eventually came to the conclusion that this was something that we really wanted to do, and something that we felt like we would actually be pretty good at. So we, came up with some ideas of, what kind of channel would we make, what kind of things would we want to do, what kind of attitude would we want to have, what would our I don't want to say theme, would be. And very slowly we started, way back a while ago. And it went pretty well. But then my health took a really bad turn, and we weren't able to make videos for a while. But we just kept going back to, we want to do this. We really want to do this. So we've slowly built it up, and we've bought equipment, and we've talked to people who have been very supportive. You know who you are. Jacob's been working really hard to make a goal of making videos himself, and we're slowly getting back into it, and we're starting to feel more and more like we can do this. So I just want to quickly say thank you to all of the people who have been supportive recently and over the last few years, because our situation is very unique in that it's hard for me to keep up a schedule because my health is so unpredictable, let's say that. And it's really hard to plan, I'm going to do this every single day at this time, because sometimes I'll be riddled with chronic pain or chronic exhaustion, and it just doesn't work out that day. And it's hard for me to get up and say, okay, I'm going to do this, because I have a lot of anxiety. It took me a lot to put on makeup and sit in front of the camera today and do it, because I was so nervous. I'm still pretty nervous to be doing this. Like, honestly, I'm having a little panic attack because I'm kind of scared. You can cut that out, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of nervous to be sitting here right now. But we're working towards it. We're doing it. We're pursuing a dream of ours. And it kind of feels like things are falling into place for this to be a thing that we can do. We have the time, we have the support, we have so many people who are slowly subscribing to the channel, and it is absolutely possible for us to do this. So thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you so much for everybody who has watched this video and all of our previous videos. I also want to add a little bit here at the end to say just how much I appreciate Jacob and how much he has been supporting me through all of our hardships. We've had a lot going on, and it has not been easy. But he's made a bunch of videos. He has worked hard to learn how to edit videos, how to work different types of equipment. He has encouraged me time and time again to get in front of this camera and make videos of my own. And I am so incredibly grateful for that. He's my hero. He's my hero. He's my guy. And I'm so proud of him for everything that he's done. And I'm excited to eventually be proud of and excited for myself. So if you guys have any suggestions on different types of games that I can play, Jacob's more of a retro game kind of person. He's really excited about playing N64 games or old PlayStation games. But if you have any ideas of any scary games or newer games, I like a lot of RPGs. I like things with a story. I love games with a story. Oh, give me that immersion. I love those kinds of games. If you have any suggestions of those kinds of games that I can play so that I can get on the channel and I can start doing stuff again, woo, let's do it. Please let me know down in the comments below if you are watching this video and you like what you see. Please subscribe, click the bell, because apparently you need to click the bell to get notifications. And I'm so grateful for all of you guys for being here, so grateful for all of you for supporting us, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.